What's up, guys? It's John Dominique, the Soul Proponent. Today, I want to talk about spiritual awakening as an immersion experience. We have to get our feet wet. It's not like dipping your toe in the pool to see and test the waters to see if it's warm enough for you to get in or not. At first, we do need to see if there's any validity to what someone's telling us. If someone's saying there is a God and this is the way that they experience God, we're naturally curious, wanting to see if it's true or not for ourselves. And the beauty about the path of the soul is that we experience it for ourselves. We're the ones that have to do the work to check to see. We each have our own experience, and truth is in the eyes of the beholder. So we can each do the work for ourselves to see if there's any truth for ourselves. Now, when I talk about an immersive experience, I'm talking about we have to go into it wholeheartedly. Fully. We have to dedicate all our lives, dedicate all our energy, dedicate all our resources to the path, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take more than we even thought that we could give sometimes. We reach the edge, we exhaust ourselves, and then it asks us for more. And then when we think we can't give anymore, we have to end up finding a way to give even more all the time. And the reason that happens is because it's a purifying process. We have to become one with what we're trying to achieve. So spiritual awakening is not just about reaching an end goal. It's more about becoming one with that goal that we're trying to reach and achieve. Now, we have to experience this for ourselves. And when I talk about an immersion, I'm talking about that's an experience we have to see for ourselves. It sounds preposterous. People think it's nonsense, but I can assure you, if you travel the path, there is a way. And that's what the path is. It's difficult for people to fathom paying the price for this, because the price is giving up the identity and the attachments to the identity, the fixations, the longings, the tryings, the wantings, the efforts, the natural instinct to survive, even. And those aren't easy things to give up, but it is possible. And with an immersion experience, we have to see this for ourselves. We're the ones that are going to have to give up everything we're trying to do, everything we're trying to accomplish, all of our goals, all of our lifelong ambitions. And we have to go into it like do a swan dive into it, basically. And we do a swan dive into what's going to end up happening is there's going to be emptiness. There's going to be no support for anything. There's going to be spaciousness. So the immersion experience is about allowing ourselves to be dissolved and absorbed and erased into that emptiness until we become one with that emptiness, one with spaciousness. Now, people are going to want to avoid this naturally. That's the natural instinct, because it's the direct opposite of the ego identity and its need to survive and its holding on and its quote unquote need to be alive. And what we're going to have to face is like the negation of this identity and its support systems, its structures that it depends on, like the idea of time, for instance. Identity will say, oh, well, I'll do this later. That's not an immersion experience. That's avoiding an immersion experience. When we go on the path, we're going to see the negation of time is basically an erasing of this ego identity and who it thinks it is. There's not going to be any future to get to. So, for instance, a lot of traditional Christianity is like, well, we wait until we're dead to get to heaven. That's not the immersion experience. That's saying just trust that in the future you'll get a reward for if you believe X, Y, Z. That's avoiding an immersion experience. You don't know for sure. You haven't. How do you know that's going to happen? That's because that's what someone told you. You don't know that for yourself. It's just hearsay. What I'm saying is we experience heaven here and now. That's where and when we experience heaven, while we live, while we're alive. It's a huge blunder, colossal mistake to think we can, wait till we're dead to get to heaven. That's not what it's for. It's here for people who are alive here and now. So the immersion experience is seeing how and why am I not experiencing heaven now? It's a reversal and a peeling away, of digging back of all the layers that are in the way. So the immersion is about seeing every single reason, every single way, and reverse engineering all the reasons why we're not experiencing heaven here. Because heaven is here and now in this moment, right here, right now, nowhere else to be found. It's a timelessness. It's timelessness itself. And that's the immersion that I'm talking about. We have to continue the path until we become one with timelessness itself. In the Sistine Chapel, I guess they have like that a mural on the ceiling where it's the finger of God touching the finger of man, and they're not really touching, but they're really close. And the story of Jesus and the lady who touches the hem of his robe and is healed. That's what it's like when we experience the soul. We have to just get close to it. We don't even have to really touch it. We just have to. So what's 0.0000000001 times infinity? So that's kind of what it tells us. Like, we have to do the work until we become one with spaciousness and emptiness. And that spaciousness and emptiness is timelessness in itself. We have to become one with that totally. Immerse ourselves to the point where we become one with it. And even if as soon as we get as close as just the closest scrape, there's a transformation. That emptiness becomes a fullness. It becomes an immaculate divinity, a holiness. And that's Jesus turning water into wine. That's what that emptiness, it turns into a fullness, into a presence, not an absence. But we have to become aware of it, and we have to become one with it. We have to immerse ourselves to the point where we have these experiences. It's long and deep, but it's a thing. And again, we have to dedicate our lives to it, be immersed our lives totally. And there can be nothing more important. So, it's okay to, people think you can't do this work and have a family or have a job or a career. And I mean, I'm not saying you can't have like a family and you can't do the things you need to survive. It's more like they can't be more important than this work. So the immersion experience is a matter of priorities. We need to make sure this spiritual awakening and walking the path to the soul and walking the path to truth is number one in our lives at all times. It has to be number one. An immersion experience is going wholeheartedly, dedicating our lives 100% and consistently doing it 100%, walking the path to spiritual awakening until we become the spiritual awakening itself. John Dominique, the Soul Proponent.